Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
okay, today we are from Group One. We would like to present you about Chapter 9. The title is Achieving Operational Excellence and Customer Intimacy, Enterprise Applications. Sorry for the distraction. Okay, about the case. This is about the Clemens Food Group. It is known as helping its customer to bring home the bacon and other product as well. It, it is based in Hartsfield, Pennsylvania, and this Clement Foods is a vertically coordinated company that includes the antibiotic-free hog farming, food production, logistical service, and transportation. Using a responsive pork production system, the company focuses on the supplying the highest quality product to its partner as well as the advanced solution that simplify the partner's operations. The Clemens Food Group family of services and brands include pork product producers, Hatfield Quality Meats, and Nick's Sausage Company. Next, Kevin. Okay.
And in 2010, Clemens Food created a 5-year plan to modernize its IT infrastructure with an integrated platform for systems to optimize its supply network and also improve the scheduling, optimization, also merging visibility in its multi-business operations. And the plan gained steam in 2014 when Clemens Food announced it would develop a third pork processing plant comprising 550,000 square feet in Coldwater Township, Michigan, and the addition of this facility could significantly increase volume and also double revenue if it was backed by a more modern IT platform. And also, Slemons Foods' existing ERP system needed to be replaced by one that could handle increased volume and also multi-plant complexities. And Slamon Food believed SAP software was the best solution for helping the company achieve growth targets and also share data across the organizational boundaries with a fully integrated state-of-the-art system. And also Reynolds believed that the SAP or S4HANA platform would not require another significant upgrade for 15 years. And for the SHP, S4HANA is a business suite that is based on the SAP HANA in-memory computing platform. And the Slamons Food selected Intelligence Group implementation consultants to help with its master data and also other migration issues. Intelligence Group is a global SAP Platinum partner with over 25 years of experience. Intelligence Group had experience guiding other meat processing companies through similar large-scale implementations, and Rentals wanted Intelligence to act as business process experts to help Clemens Food re-examine actually the way it did things, and deeper insights and also visibility from the new system have improved customer services. And Clemens Food can assure placing a phone order whether there is inventory available in the pork industry. This can be an extremely complicated task since a single hog can be broken down into hundreds of byproducts. Next, maybe you
Okay.
can continue.
About maybe Rian want to.
Yes.
Yes. So we are going to talk about the question. The first question is, why would supply chain management be so important for Clemens Wood Group? Maybe Ryan, you can answer this question. Indra, you can continue.
Okay, the first question is talking about why would supply chain management be so important for Clemens Ford Group? Okay, as we know, supply chain management is important for every company. And being the perishable good industry, the procurement of material and supply to the customer are bound to very tight timelines. Any delay in procurement or supply can make the product unusable. Moreover, the product cannot be stored for a longer duration and all the supply chain activities should follow a specific pattern, or we call it as FIFO, fast in, fast out, in order to avoid the perishing of goods. The supply chains of perishable goods is costly affair as involves refrigeration of movable and immovable storage. Hence, the supply chain is one of the most vital parts in managing the business of perishable goods. The company is facing the several problems in managing the plans and timely procurement of the material. This is because of the outdated technology the company is using to track their orders of stock on hand at the plants. Next, please.
Okay. And for the second question, uh, what problem was the company facing? What management, organization, and also technology factors contributed to the problem? So uh, the factors that contributed to the problem, the first one, when we're talking about the management, as we talked before, the management doesn't have a continuous focus on the development of the technology. That's the problem in the management. And for the technological problem, the technology which was introduced 15 years ago is outdated, and since it took a lot of time to implement in the initial stages, the connectivity between different departments is missing. When we're talking about the management, actually, it's also interrelated with the organization. So uh, uh, our group put it as one. Next, Indra.
And the third question is, was SAP or S slash for HANA or good solution for Clemens Food Group? Please explain. And SAP slash for HANA provides the different kinds of report for different purpose like tracking of order, stock on hand, stock in process of procurement, stock in transit, reports on various costs involved in procurement, and logistic apart from providing the simplified and summarized report for the management. Next.
And for the last question, Rian, do you want to say something? Okay. So oh. So the last question is what management, organization, and technology issues had to be addressed to implement SAP as for HANA at Clemens Food Group. Since Ryan have a problem with his connection, so I will answer the last question as well. So for the management, as we know, the workers training and also development become the issues that should be addressed because workers quality of the workers is really important to be addressed because if they are not trained, they will not know about the new system to implement the SAP itself. For the organization, we think that uh, that SOPs and also policies and also KPIs KPIs also should be addressed. And for the technology, uh, The Clemens Food Group should address the operational machines, data processing software, supply chain management, and also the supply chain management software. And when we're talking about this case, it's really related to the chapter 9. As we know that Clemens Food Group should use enterprise system, which are based on a sort of integrated software modules and also common central database. The database collects data from many divisions and also departments in a firm and form a large number of key business processes in manufacturing and also production, financing and also accounting, sales and marketing, and human resources, making the data viable for applications that support nearly all an organization. Once the data is entered by one process, the information is made immediately available to other business processes. And so the company's productivity and also efficiency will increase. Indra, you can continue.
So the Common Foods group in 2020 is this group now has implemented the intelligence system in their company. And by that, Clemens has optimized and increased all the work process in their company. Process optimization includes the managing margin and analyzing opportunities from knowing profitability on a per plant basis. And sales forecasting in the meat processing industry has the unique challenges because of the many variables from dealing with the perishable products, raw material byproducts, and the seasonality considerations. And deeper insights and visibility translate to improve customer service with available to promise the processes running on the SAP, S/4 HANA, and with integrated its warehouse management system, and, and Clement Foods can assure customers placing upon order whether there is an inventory available.
Okay. So that's all our presentation. Is there any question from other group?
No.
If there's no, okay, if there's no
enough.
question, I would like to close this presentation. Thank you very much for your nice attention, and see you in the next chapter, in the next discussion.
Okay, good morning everyone. Today, me and my partner Fabian will present you about the case study of chapter 10. The title of the chapter is E-commerce, Digital Markets, and Digital Goods. And we will talk about the chapter, we will talk about the case study. The case study is a nasty ending for Nasty Gal. And then the case will be presented by Fabian. For Fabian, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Albert. So, in 2006, Sophia Amoruso was 22 years old when she launched an eBay store called Nastigal, a clothes store with edgy. Next, please. So when Amoruso began her business, she did everything herself out of her tiny San Francisco apartment. For merchandising, photographing, copywriting, and shipping. She got up at the crack of the dawn to make 6 a.m. estate sales, haggled with thrift stores, spent hours photoshopping the image she styled, and shot photos herself using models she recruited herself, and ensured that packaging was in high quality. Next. Laptop is very laggy, my friend. Amorso had been a very heavy user of social tools to promote her business. When she first started out, she used MySpace, where she a cult of following of more than 60,000 fans. The company gained traction on social media with Nasty Gal aesthetic that could be both high and low, edgy and glossy. When she sold on eBay, she learned how to respond to every customer comments to help her understand precisely who was buying her goods and what they want. Customer feedback very seriously and believe customer were at the center of everything Nasty Gal did. Next. 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 Okay, social media is built on sharing. And Nasty Gal gave its followers compelling images, words, and content to share and talk about each day. They could be a crazy vintage piece, a quote, or a behind-the-scene photo. If the customer were unhappy about something, Amoruso want to hear about it right away. Next. In June 2008, Amoruso moved Nasty Gal Vintage off eBay and onto its own destination website at the www.nastygal.com. In 2012, Nastygal began selling clothes under its own brand label and also invest $18 million in 527,000 square foot national distribution center in Shepherdville, Kentucky, to handle its own shipping and logistics. Also, Nastygal opened a brick and mortar store in Los Angeles in 2014 and another in Santa Monica in 2015. Next, please. With growing direct to consumer demand and higher inventory replenishment requirements driven by new store openings system, the warehouse management system, VT, and cycle times, so that Nastygal supply chain could better service in mushrooming sales. Next, please. Nastygal experienced tremendous growth in its early years, being named INC Magazine fastest growing retailer in 2012 and earning a number one ranking in Internet Retailer Tops 500 guide in 2016. By 2011, annual sales hit $24 million and then nearly $100 million in 2012. However, sales start dropping to $85 million in 2014 and then $77 million in 2015. Nastygal rapid expansion had been fueled by heavy spending in advertising and marketing. This is a strategy used by many startups, but it only pays off in a long run if one-time buyers become loyal shoppers. Otherwise, too much money is spent on online marketing like banners ads and paying for influencers. If a company pays $70 on marketing to acquire customer, and that customer only buys once from it, the company won't make money. A A company that spends $200 million to make in revenue is not a sustainable one. It's burn out on marketing, sales. Nasigal couldn't hold on to customers. Some were dissatisfied. Dissatisfied with product quality, but many were more attracted to fast fashion retailers such as Zara and H&M, which both deliver a wider array of trendy clothes through online and bricks and mortar stores at lower prices and are constantly changing their merchandise. The actual market for Nasigal brand was quickly saturated. Nasigal also was wasted money on things that didn't warrant a large expenditure. The company quintupled the size of its headquarters by moving into 50,013 square foot location in downtown Los Angeles in 2013, far more space than the company needed, according to industry experts. The company had also opened 500,000 square foot fulfillment center in. While it was growing, Nasigal built its management team, hiring seasoned junior talent from retail outlets such as Urban Outfitters, but their traditional retail backgrounds clash with the startup mentality. As Nasigal expanded, Amoruso's own fame also grew, and she was sidetracked by other projects. Like she wrote 2 books titled Girl Boss, and she also became the executive producer at Netflix show called uh, Girl Boss. Also, it's the story about herself at founding the Nestigal. Employees at the company complain about Amoruso management style and lack of focus. Next. After that, Amoruso resigned in 2015, but remained on Nestigal board of directors until the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on November 9, 2016. Between 2015 and 2016, 2015 and 2016, Nestigal had raised an additional 24 million focus Stamos capital income. Even though the funding helped Nestigal for new inventory, rent, and other operating expenses. Next. Nasigal sold its brand name and other intellectual property on February 28, 2017 for $20 million to a rival online fashion site, the United Kingdom's Boohoo.com. Boohoo is operating Nestigal as a standalone website, but Nestigal stores are closing. Boohoo believe Nastigals racing style and loyal customers base will complement Boohoo and expand global opportunities for growth. Next, please. Okay, that's all from me. The case and the case study question will be uh, delivered by Albert.
Okay, the first question of this chapter case study is, how was social media related to Nastigal business model? To what extent was Nastigal a social business? So we think that social media was related to Nastigal business model when her idea started as an online store. Sophia Amurso started her business by selling vintage items that she will find and sell in eBay, where she started to get attention by a specific target of people that was loving what she was selling. Her dedication and detail orientation to her eBay store and the way she will photograph each item made her have a rapid growth, setting her apart from other retailers. She took her business from MySpace to eBay and then to her individual website at www.nastigal.com, which was a huge transition. And then opening her platform in social media such as Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, with millions of followers that help her reach her target customer. The second question is, what people, organization, and technology problem were responsible for Nastigal failure as a business? The first is from people. The people responsible for Nastigal failure was starting from the top was Sophia Amurso. She was the founder of the company, which at first she spent her time and dedication to it, handling everything herself and checking up that everything was delivered at its best. Also, besides her doing it herself, and she dedicated time to resolve customer service, such as customer comment, but that only lasts while she was a small business owner. Once she expanded and grew her brand, which was a great, it didn't help as much since her dedication and attention was not the same with Sidetrack project. And then the second, from organization as a whole organization, I think that the all employee failed to do their job. What they contributed to the company did not help the company make the transition with good decision. The overspending, the falling in the revenue, and the lack of commitment of solving or making the company not fall into bankruptcy were contributed from top management to the employees. And then the last one is from technology. I don't think that technology problem were responsible for Nastigal failure as a business, because they were already good at running the business online and transitioning from eBay to their independent website, where it's kind of work the same. And then the third question is, could Nastigal have avoided the bankruptcy, and explain the answer? Our group believe that Nastigal could have avoided bankruptcy by being more careful when they expanded into a bigger facility, hired employees, was wasted a lot money in marketing and in many other area. Nastigal had a lot of potential to still be an e-commerce company and successful if they would have adapted to the change in a better perspective. First, they should not move into such big facility to operate when they did not need. The loss of millions in marketing should have been planned seller in a smaller budget. And for the e-commerce company growing and expanding, I think that a CEO and founder attention should have been needed until the business seems sustainable and secure in the market. With fashion always evolving, I think Nastigal should have to, so they could have kept up with customer wanted and needed, and so much extra money was wasted but trying to always have customers to the point it was not working anymore. Overall, the overestimate their capabilities and therefore invested in a structure which they could not sustain over the desired time frame. Okay, I think that's all the presentation about the chapter 10 from our group. Thank you very much for your attention.